to another doc tutorial. In this video I'm going to be showing you how to make someone look beautiful in Photoshop. I'm going to be using Photoshop CS3, but this should work with any version of Photoshop. To start off with, load up your image. I'll be using this picture of the handsome fella that I found on the internet. And then when you've loaded it up, go to layers and then duplicate it by right clicking on it and clicking duplicate, or by just holding down Ctrl J. When that's done, get the spot healing brush tool, which you'll find here next to the brush. Go to it and then go to any spots which you don't like and click them away, just like this. I'll get rid of all these things on his face. Now every once in a while you may get, once you click, you may get this weird image like this. You see the colours changed, and for that you may have to click more than once to correct the colour. But if it doesn't work, just leave it, it doesn't really matter. Click all the spots away. I won't do all of them because it'll take too long. Okay, when you've done that, you could go to layers, duplicate that layer and rename it to blur. Whoops, it's blur. Then go to filter, blur, and smart blur. Then set this number, the radius to 12 and the threshold to 30. Make sure that the quality is low and the mode is normal. Then click OK. Now you'll see that the image is blurred quite a lot, so go to the opacity of this layer and move it all the way down to about 50, and it should look much better. Then make sure you're still on the blur layer, then get the eraser tool and erase the blur from the eyebrows, the eyes, and the lips and mouth. Let's get rid of both this hair. Now I can go all around the image and get rid of the blur everywhere, but it takes too long, so I'm not going to do that. So now, after you've done that, you could highlight both layers, right click, then click merge, so you've only got one. Then you can see the difference. So it's quite a big difference. Now if you want to get rid of the wrinkles, go to where you got the spot healing brush and go to the patch tool. Then just hold left click and then left click and draw around the wrinkle. Then make sure the mouse is inside the selected area, then click and drag it to somewhere of a similar skin tone, and then just let go, and then you'll see that the wrinkle's gone. Let's do this for this wrinkle. Does have to be accurate, but it works pretty well, the tool. You could do it for this wrinkle as well. Now sometimes it won't look great and it'll look a bit artificial, but if you spend a lot of time, you can get it looking pretty good. Okay, so it does look a bit better. You can get rid of this thing. Yeah, we leave it like that. It doesn't really matter. You could get rid of these as well, but then it won't look that good. Then you could go back to the, grab the spot healing brush, then if there are any more spots, just click them away as well, because you might have missed them if the person's really ugly. Click them all away. Right, you'd have to do exactly the same as what I'm doing, but this is probably the easiest method of making someone look better than they already do. And it works pretty well, it's not bad. It's very basic. Let's just leave it like this. Then, if you like, go to filter and liquify. And make sure you've selected the pucker tool. Then set the size of the brush so that it's big enough to fit the part of the body that you want to change. And then just shrink it. Don't worry about all the outside parts that are shrinking. You can change them later. Shrink it to however you like. I'm just quickly doing this to show you. Okay. And then they have it. Actually, we should have... Forget about that. We should have duplicated this layer. Let's say plastic. Because then I'll show you why. Let's just go back to filters. Liquify. Make it smaller. I'm not doing that great a job, but you get the idea. And then get the eraser tool and erase the part that you want to return to normal. See the eyes moving back to where it was. And that way you'll just keep the nose how it was and nothing else. You'll just have changed the nose, and then it wouldn't go back to the older layer, it'll just go on to the better layer. And you could get rid of the wrinkles under the eyes if you like, but I don't have that much time. And then go to filter, and then you could also change the eyebrows. Let's make the brush a bit smaller if you like. Make the eyebrows a bit smaller. You could also make the chin a bit smaller, but don't want to mess with it too much. Okay. Get the eraser again. Delete everything around the eyebrows except for the eyebrows. Okay, there we go. Then you could select these two layers again and merge them. Then you can see that there is quite a big difference between before and after. You can get the smudge tool, this one, and then smudge away all the impurities in the skin, but don't go too crazy because you don't want him looking too generic. Just smudge away all the little bits and bobs. You could try smudging the wrinkles, but it's easier to use the patch tool. Here we go. Okay, I think it's better. It's not that great, but it's fine for this tutorial. So you get the idea. If you're using a girl to edit, you can add some makeup using the burn tool and dodge tool. Just set the exposure to around 50 and then choose the different shadows and all that, and then just make them look a bit more presentable. I could work a bit more, remove all these wrinkles, get rid of all these pimple spot things, but we'd have enough time, so there you have it. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you've learned something. Don't forget to comment, rate and subscribe. You can find more videos at my blog at computerguides.wordpress.com.